Hello everyone, welcome to News Extra, and today my guest is Kevin Fordyce, one of the co-chairs for SAFE Ride OTD, the annual effort to make sure everybody gets home safe following Oregon Trail Days and the revelry that takes place. And thank you very much for joining us today on News Extra.
Well, thanks for having me.
First of all, let's just talk a little bit about the genesis of SAFE Ride OTD. Where did the idea originate?
This was an idea of Lisa Betz-Marquez about 8 years ago. She wanted to make sure that people got home safely and didn't have to worry about how they were getting home.
And I'm sure in those first years, the number of drivers available was probably certainly less than what we have now.
Yeah, it was less now, but it's grown exponentially over the years. This is my 5th year with the program, and in the time I've been with it, we're up to about 25 volunteer drivers every year.
Okay, and are we still in the process for signing up drivers at this point?
That's correct. Yeah, we could always use the help. We have a few drivers who said they'll join us, but if you've driven for us before, or if you haven't driven for us before and you're interested, more the merrier.
Okay, so what are the requirements if people are interested?
We ask that you use your own car, your own insurance, your own gas, and your own time.
Yeah.
So you just have to have a valid license, be insured, those kind of things. We have an informational meeting on Monday, July 8th at 6 p.m. At Prairie Arts Yoga Studio.
Okay, and the routes that people will be running, of course, is all dependent on what people need as far as needing to get home, because I know it can be as far away as Barrett, occasionally Bridgeport, and points off to the west, north, and south. So.
Yeah, we've given rides as far as Bridgeport. We've given rides out to Torrington previously. Wherever you're living, we'll take you as long as we have an available driver.
Yeah, and of course this is a multi-night effort taking place on both the 13th, or I should say the 12th and the 13th, from starting at about 10 o'clock in the evening going until about 1:30 in the morning. Intended, of course, to get people home safe and then not have any intoxicated drivers on the road and keep all the other motorists safe as well. Of course, there are other needs for SAFE Ride OTD, and we'll get back to that and more when we come back on News Extra. And we're back on News Extra. My guest is Kevin Fordyce, a co-chair for SAFE Ride OTD. It's the annual effort to make sure people get home happy and safe during Oregon Trail Days on the 12th and the 13th. Again, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
You do have some additional needs when it comes to organization of the SAFE Ride OTD effort. Not necessarily this year, but looking forward to next year, and explain the third chair that you're looking for to kind of help out.
Well, Lisa and I got to talking, and we realized that this is a huge effort to take on every year, and we could use some help. So we're looking for somebody to help communicate with, recruit the drivers, get the word out, get posters posted, those kind of things. Kind of work with the community to get people involved. Okay.
And if somebody is interested in doing so, what should they do?
First of all, give me a call. My cell phone number is 308-765-1408.
Okay.
Also, show up to the informational meeting that we're having on Monday, July 8th at 6 p.m.
Okay. Certainly, if somebody has been a volunteer driver before, somebody who's maybe had some experience, hopefully, that might be willing or interested in stepping into that role, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. We're excited to see who's out there, and we can move forward.
Of course, Kevin did mention the informational meeting coming up on the 8th, which means drivers are needed. Do you know how many are kind of signed up right around this time?
Yeah, it's right about now. We got about 5 or 6, so we could use a good hand.
Gonna need a lot more than that to help people out during Oregon Trail Days coming up. Generally, like you said, as many as 25 in the past to help get people shuttled to where they need to get to and get home safe.
Correct.
And again, if somebody is interested in doing so, what are the requirements, and remind us on where that meeting and when it's going to be.
Requirements are your own license, or a valid license, shall we say.
Yeah.
Your own fuel, your own insurance, your own car. Informational meeting is Monday, July 8th at 6 p.m. at Prairie Arts Yoga Studio.
Okay.
And just keep in mind, you don't have to volunteer for both nights. If you're only available for one of those nights, we'll take the help.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah, because people may want to join in the revelry at Oregon Trail Days themselves at least one night, and perhaps drive the other night if they're available. And for people that do need to avail themselves of the SAFE Ride OTD service, when it comes that time on the 13th and 14th, or should I, 12th and 13th, I keep throwing the 14th in there, the 12th and the 13th, how do they avail themselves of that service?
you can walk down to Monument Inn and Suites, and we'll be set up there. Or you can call us, 308-633-6397. We'll also have some drivers at various locations where we get a lot of our patrons
Okay.
visible with shirts similar to this one,
Okay.
showing that they're one of our drivers.
Okay. And Kevin's shirt, of course, saying "Safe Ride OTD," telling people, "Hey, I'm here to give you a ride if you need that." And of course, the service itself on the 12th and 13th, starting up at 10, and ending right at about 1:30.
Yeah, once we start to see that lull of calls come in, if we still keep getting calls in, if I have drivers available, we'll keep giving rides. We'll make sure everybody gets home safe. And this is a completely free service.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And of course, if you're interested in helping out for Safe Ride OTD coming up on the 12th and the 13th during Oregon Trail Days, you can do so with the informational meeting that's coming up at Prairie Arts Yoga Studio on the 8th, correct? And what time is that again?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Kevin, thank you very much for joining us on News Extra today.